Today, I want to share with you how to make the best beans of your life. I'm not a fan of beans, but anytime I make these beans, I cannot resist it. My family loves it. I make it every week. I call it my 4-ingredient beans recipe. You might even be able to use less. If you want to see how I make it, keep watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. Let's get cooking. The journey to these beans started with me ordering ingredients online using the Mano app. I had a really tough week last week and I decided I'm not going to leave my area. I'm just going to sit down and wait for the groceries to get to me. On the Mano app, you can get products from the market and supermarket and everything will come straight to you in less than an hour. I have a discount code where you can get 10% off. Use SISIYEMMIE during checkout and thank me later. You will also be telling me thank you for sharing this recipe with you. So for the 4 ingredients, I have, 4 items that you can see here. If you don't want to use onion, as you can see, my onion is a lot. If you do not want to use it, you can skip it out. So I will explain to you what the following ingredients are. What brings it together for me is this tomato puree that I use. I love this particular tomato puree, aka tin tomatoes, because it has the tomatoes, it has pepper, and it also has onion. It has ginger and garlic as well, so everything is inside one tomato paste. If you do not have this kind of tomato paste, you can blend your pepper, blend your tomatoes and do all that, but I'm trying to show you a very simple beans recipe, so all I use is this tomato puree. Next, I have onion here. I like to use a lot of onion for the beans because it gives it a lot of sweetness. You guys, onion is sweet. If you don't like to see onion in your food, you can blend it in so that way you don't have to see it. But see, try this recipe. Try it just the way I've described it to you. Next, we have palm oil. You can see how beautiful and rich and red this palm oil is. It is going to bring everything together. If you do not want to use palm oil, you can skip it, but I tell you, it's going to add a lot of flavor to this dish. So please do not skip it. But if you use just the tomato puree, it will give it that rich red color, but it wouldn't be complete. Next is the beans. So we're using oloyin beans. There are different types of beans you can find in the market. You can find like white beans, black-eyed beans, any kind of beans, but I love to use this particular beans. We call it oloyin beans. It is going to make this recipe complete. Oloyin beans is also known as honey beans. The first thing I do is to pour the beans into a bowl because I'm going to try to rinse it off. I've already measured the amount of beans I'm using. I'm using about 4 cups of beans. That's 4 standard measuring cups. And then we're just going to rinse off the beans at first and then we'll put it back on the fire. Once I allow the beans to boil for about 5 minutes and it begins to steam, I take it off the cooker and then I parboil it. So I always like to parboil my beans because I feel like it gets rid of all the dirt and sometimes gets rid of the gas. So for some people that are always bloated after eating beans, you should try this. You should try parboiling your beans, rinse it off before continuing the cooking process. While you watch this video, I want to know in the comments if this method I'm using to make the beans is similar to the method you use. I just like to know what we're doing. If we do the same thing. If you're someone looking for authentic Nigerian recipes, you know you have found the right place. This is the right YouTube channel for you. Make sure you download my cookbooks for more recipes. You'll find beans recipe, rice recipe, in fact soup recipes, children recipes, Nigerian meal planner, everything you need to make like kitchen life easy for you, to figure out what you are going to eat for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Everything you'll find in my cookbooks, and you can easily access them on Amazon, or you can go and download the e-copies in my description box. Go to the description box, it's the box below this video, and you will get the links to download my ebooks. Download and start using the recipes, and then you continue to thank me. Now that I've parboiled it, I'm going to be adding the onion. I'm going to add enough water to cook the beans. Once it has boiled a bit, I'm going to go in with the tomato puree. I'll pour everything in the pot, and then I'm going to add some seasoning. So I'm adding some salt and some crayfish stock powder. I'm going to add the palm oil. You can add as much or as little as you like. You guys, I like a lot of palm oil in my beans because I like to see the cream at the top of the beans, and I like to use that cream to eat gari or to eat bread. So you might not use as much palm oil as I'm using, but that's why I like adding extra oil to my beans. This recipe is so simple, anybody can make it. All you have to do is cover the beans and allow it to cook, you guys. Allow it to just boil till it softens, and that is all. And then once I see that it is almost done, I mix it a bit so that it becomes a little bit creamy. I don't like to see individual beans in my bowl. So for some people that like mashed beans, you can mash it, but if you don't mind, then do what you like. But I like to mix it a bit just to have a bit of cream, and I want it to be thick. It's kind of like the process you do during asaro. So you can see our beans is cooked, and I allow it to settle a bit, and then I serve. It is so easy. I make these beans every week. I can do it with my eyes closed. I believe it is one of the easiest recipes you can try, and I would love for you guys to try my beans recipe. If you try it, let me know in the comment section. You know, send me a comment, tag me on Facebook, tag me on Instagram. I love to share your post on my Instagram stories. So tag me so that I can share what you recreated. This is what it looks like. It is perfect. I cannot wait to dig in. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.